It was good.
I enjoyed that.
Go to the music. Hi and welcome everyone to Accidental Heroes. I haven't brought up the thing. If it's your first time and you enjoy the content, hit follow. If you want to catch up with all the past episodes, they're on YouTube. The link is below. If you can go to YouTube and then subscribe, then we can finally maybe get the vanity link. I gotta figure out a way to bot that so we just get 100 people. All we need is 100. 100 and you get a vanity link. So that'd be cool. Tell your friends, tell your family, bring your mum.
Yay!
We'd have a recap, but someone's on call for work, so I will read the recap.
No!
Yep.
Hello, Sebastian, please speaking.
The party awakens in a field of grass by a river after being sucked into a dark vortex that only Demal could see. Hearing voices, most of them tried to hide, but Sasha and John walked forward towards the unknown voices.
Can you wait 2 seconds?
No. Not really.
It's too late.
Okay, have you tried logging out?
Where am I? I looked up from the thing.
Best I teach.
Unknown voices. There they meet a group of knights from the Holy Empire of Vasa who are searching for something. After an exchange of words with Sasha, she and her mongrel non-human friends are told to leave the Empire's land. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can carry on from here.
Go.
Still a good job.
Getting him to do what
She
he
had
did.
one thing, one job.
I didn't know how
South-
long the
South
call was
Park
going to take.
Well, he's going
It's
to log
from
out and
that line.
log back in and call me back.
Right, it's from that line.
From what, Melee?
From Taken.
Taking offence to the Knight Captain's insulting words about the party and the dismissal of Sasha's noble heritage, Sasha is about to snap when Urbag, now magically invisible, and Aisha start talking about a baby they have found in the grass. This causes the knights to draw blades, and the inevitable combat is upon the party yet again. Demal and Aisha strike first, unleashing a combo of blows on the Knight Captain, who only gets to mutter an order to fight to the death before falling limp in front of her knights, who did not expect the ferocious onslaught of damage. Urbag picks up the baby and John, believing himself to be in the right, attempts to quell the fighting by magically commanding Demal to retreat towards him as he backs away from the melee. Meanwhile, 2 floating suits of magical armour approach from their flank and blast Sasha, Aisha, Urbag and the baby with cones of deadly frost. The baby appears to suffer from the blast and is flung into the river as both Urbag and Sasha lie bleeding and dying on the ground. Aisha, sensing the true danger that the party is in, flees towards the other side of the river and unleashes a flurry of arrows to try to help her friends by temporarily banishing one of the suits of armour. John, finally realising the true severity of the situation, unleashes his full violent potential and slays the remaining knights with mighty blows from his maul. The floating suits of armour, their prime objective seemingly completed, depart the area with no more confrontation. Sasha feels the life fade from her body. As a single tear escapes from her eye, her breathing stops and she dies pitifully in the damp, long grass. Urbag, however, is saved from death by John's healing hand. The party is then sucked... I wouldn't have minded because then I would have been away from my banishing of killing people. The party is then sucked back into the vortex and they awake back in the swamp to the sound of search dogs barking in the air. Feeling a pain of what they just witnessed, they look to Sasha's frozen and battered body and find she is now suddenly breathing again through some miracle unbeknownst to them. The search party soon finds them and they are escorted back to the campsite to be reprimanded by Captain Dusk for being missing for 6 hours. After truthfully explaining what happened, they are shown appreciation for burying the priests of Saloon and instructed to head back to the tents have been provided for them. How will Sasha come to terms with what just happened? Will the party manage to keep out of trouble and not provoke another fight? That is a really good question, Mr. Plotman.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 10, The March of the Red Truth.
The really short march.
The
of
really
Red
short
Truth.
march. Because there might be a part 2, we'll see. So I'll continue on from there. That night, you are shown to your tents. 2 are set up to give the party privacy. 1 for the males, Urbag and John, and another for the ladies, Sasha, Aisha, and Damal. The night is late and you are immensely tired from what you have endured during the day. Drifting off to sleep is easy. During the night, however, Sasha feels great fear as her sleep is troubled by deep nightmares of her own death and the things she saw after dying. What waited for her in the realm beyond was not joy or happiness. There was no warm reward, no reuniting with family that has passed on before her. All Sasha saw in the moment of death was empty darkness. And in that emptiness, she heard a deep, divine female voice that said coldly, "I expected better."
Oof.
Sasha felt alone. There was no Timot. Sasha felt like he couldn't find her somehow in the moment of her death. This leads to Sasha awakening, screaming in the middle of the night, waking up both Damal and Aisha.
And I'm like, kick. Are you alright? Kick.
A smelly foot kicks you in the side.
Sasha is
How do you know it's smelly?
in like a mad cold sweat,
Yeah.
like almost hyperventilating.
None of her characters have taken baths. What?
I don't need to. I have a special stone that does that for me.
That's what?
She says that she is fine, and she's just going to go for a walk to get some air. Is she allowed to go?
Yeah, I'm not going to
Okay.
stop you.
Yeah. I ask if you want some company because it sounds like you had a scary time.
So she says she's okay.
Okay,
and,
cool. Be
wanders
alone then.
outside.
Alright, so Sasha wanders outside.
She walks for about 5 or 10 minutes and kind of separates herself from the campsite. She can still see the light from it, but hasn't gone too far, and begins to set up her monument temple, like commune with Timot prayer time session,
She's had her faith shaken.
and starts to pray to Timot.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Don't ghost me after death, Timot, please.
I've been faithful.
Does anything happen?
You feel a calm as you try to commune with Timot. However, there is no direct discourse between you and your god.
At that, Sasha will whack all of her paraphernalia that she sets up to worship Timot to the ground and begin crying. She'll cry alone outside in the cold for probably about 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say hours.
Until
She
dawn.
will pack up her stuff, head back into the tent, and sit there unable to sleep for the rest of the night.
You know what you need in your life?
Less death.
No,
More
don't say
Jesus.
hours.
Not dying.
Yeah, let's
You need a
die.
death god now.
Take it from someone who's died before. Don't do that.
Has your character actually died?
Yes.
What?
His
Actually
character was
died?
undead.
My
He was
character was
cursed. Undead. He didn't he die.
He didn't actually die.
but I was
He was
undead.
becoming undead. He was both actually. Alright,
Does that count?
No.
it doesn't count as dying. Yeah. The next day dawns and slowly you rise from your bedding, which was surprisingly comfortable. Aside from Sasha, the rest of you had comfortable, uninterrupted rest.
Yes.
Packing up your belongings, you are soon approached by one of the other soldiers in the camp, and he growls at, well, in his rough voice, the captain wants to see you when you're done.
Ooh.
Sasha passively will pack up her stuff, head down, walk towards the captain.
Do you wait for the rest of them?
Yeah, I'll come along.
I imagine I'll be packed faster than her, so I'll
Probably,
be
yeah. Like you guys don't need all your stuff.
I will pack up my stuff,
You aren't he's the only one here glamping.
have my morning drink, and follow along.
The group of you make your way to the makeshift captain's quarters. She looks up as you enter, finishes tying up her hair, and putting on her magnificent pirate's hat, which makes Urbag jealous again. She grabs an orange from a nearby table and tosses it to Urbag. She says, "You look hungry, eat something." She looks at the rest of you,
Why
takes
me?
concern.
Because you're a growing boy.
Maybe you're a growing boy. You're like the smallest and tiniest and not fattest. I don't know. Random.
Wow, just casual racism, man.
That's always been with like the gnomish kind.
Oh, I know.
Halfling.
What? Well, in character, Rook would say halfling, but the DM knows he's a gnome.
Just to be clear, I did not pack up my stuff. I'm still in my long johns with no armor on.
Sure,
Is that
that's
why
fine.
your name's John?
Yeah. She looks at the rest of you, and she takes concern of the dark circles under Sasha's eyes. But she says, "It always amazes me how a simple 8 hours of sleep can cure anything. Wounds, burns, near-death experiences." Yes, I'm taking a jab at 5th edition mechanics. She smiles and gestures for you to take a seat on the stools provided.
Technically, that's not how it works.
Why?
Yeah, but he's
What do you
down
mean,
to
technically?
Huh?
death. Yeah.
Oh,
But
He
now
got healed to
now
1
he's-
and 8 hours night sleep, he's fine now.
and technically,
well-
you don't
Or do
actually
you not gain all of it?
you don't actually regain hit points on a long rest, but that's just a house rule everyone uses.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
You only regain
Wait,
hit
what?
points. You only regain hit dice, and you can choose to roll them immediately.
Oh, so you have to roll?
That's why people don't bother
yeah,
with it.
yeah.
well,
Okay.
technically, Sasha didn't actually get 8 hours
Wow.
sleep.
So you haven't had a long rest.
No,
So you're
did
on
not.
1 HP. Is that
Didn't
true?
didn't have a long rest if he didn't sleep at all.
Well, the
Well,
thing
no,
is, from the
and
time you
it-
went to bed to the morning now is more than 8 hours.
Yeah, but
Yes,
6
but-
of it must be sleeping for human.
I guess we'll just say he
I don't
did
care.
his
Fucking
nightmare
whatever.
temper thing in the first hour.
1 HP, Mitch.
It's fine, you're not 1 HP.
He doesn't want your 1 HP, no
You're
matter
just
what you
sleepy,
say.
You're just
The
not
DM
1 HP.
has ruled.
Yeah. Oh, it probably
Not
doesn't matter
1
because
HP.
days will pass anyway.
Yeah.
She looks at you to see if you want to say anything.
Does if Urbag goes rogue. What?
She looks at you if you want to say anything.
This
Otherwise-
is a really nice orange.
She says, "Glad you enjoyed the orange."
Aren't you glad you gave it to me?
She chuckles at you and says, "Nice one, kid." then she says,
I take it.
"You have to forgive me for the stern words yesterday. The stresses of the day combined with the uncertainty of not knowing whether you all were missing or dead put me in a foul mood. One moment you're there by the dead tree, next you're gone for hours. Add to that, during our search for you, we found more murdered and desecrated bodies of priests from the faith of Mela, Helm, and Denier." She continues, "I have a
Wait,
responsibility."
Hang on.
Yeah.
I want to roll a knowledge religion on those because I've never heard them.
Go ahead.
Hela, Malor, and...
Mela, Helm, and Denier. I will give you the full names later when I message you.
Yeah.
Roll your religion
I'm
check.
just checking what the religion is.
Only half it does.
Sorry. Nah, 9.
9.
9.
The only one you kind of know is Mela, which is the god of the hunt. The
Oh,
other
okay.
two, you're not sure.
Wait, is that Alex's god?
I have no idea. I haven't seen Alex's character sheet in a year.
Yeah. But it's none of our gods.
None of your gods. None that you're familiar with and none you've ever
But
encountered.
Seun is
Saying is
John's
different.
god.
Yeah.
Right.
John's god. She says, "I have a responsibility to see to your well-being and the well-being of all under my command. Just like you have a responsibility to find Eleanor Maxim. That said, I appreciate that you have told me the truth, despite how strange it turns out to be. Magical black voids, knights and magical armor from faraway lands. A lost and possibly slain child? What does this all mean? You people seem to get into all sorts of trouble, from fighting slavers to late-night encounters in graveyards."
What can I say, lady? It's a gift.
She looks at you, Urbag, after your response, and she says, "Well, keep all these crazy encounters to yourselves and try to stay alive. If there's nothing more to discuss, we'll leave in half an hour. The roads have been cleared, and it looks like, for now, we are ahead of the severe weather."
I doff my cap, which is insanely inferior to Her Majestic Pirate Head.
And she nods at you. Yes, what was
John says, "It sounds like you know more than what you're letting on about these."
excellent.
yeah.
If
Fine.
someone picks up on this, roll an insight check.
I will do an insight check.
I actually made a little note.
Does
there.
it say in brackets?
Yeah.
If someone
it does.
picks
It
up
says
on
if
this,
someone
roll
picks up on the
this.
things that she's been saying
Yeah.
and notices certain things,
I can actually see it.
reward them. What was it?
I've got a 10.
A 10.
Weak result.
It's a weak result, but you do notice that she appears to catch herself with a slip of a tongue of something she said. She kind of looks at you in the eye for a little while and then kind of looks away. But other than that, you cannot pick up on anything else.
I nudge Sasha and say, I think she's hiding something.
Does that mean that Sasha can then roll an insight because she's been?
She can try, but there will be penalties because it's after the fact.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
True.
it's not when.
No.
She's ignorant.
Like she's trying to pick up on what John has seen, but because it's after, she's trying to remember as well.
She
Yeah.
gets information through her charismatic ways and dropping coin on people.
Money and
Not
words.
through inciting their
John
Yeah.
John doesn't know that.
No.
I get it through deception and persuasion.
So,
I had it on intimidation.
so
Rook
you.
was intimidation.
So what did you say to Sasha exactly?
I said, I think
she's
she's hiding something.
Right in front of her?
In front of her?
A
or privately?
whisper
Okay.
to her.
That's fine.
Sasha,
But yeah, I
not at her normal full tone, but
Mhm.
at a softer tone, will go, are you hiding anything from us? Do you know more than you're letting on?
Oh, just straight out asking.
Make persuasion.
She's lost all subtlety.
Lost all subtlety and diplomacy.
No, or diplomacy.
24.
With your high roll, she says,
Sasha the Grey.
but she does say,
Sorry, Sasha the White.
my secrets are my own to keep. Perhaps in time, if we grow to build a trust, I will reveal them. However, rest assured there is nothing that would cause you undue harm.
Fair enough.
praise saloon.
Praise Saloon. She looks at you with like same gang.
Wait, are you guys? Is her?
Yeah,
god
she's Saloon
Sa-
also.
Sa-
So
Saloon?
he noticed
Saloon?
it last episode where she has a
She-
medallion of Saloon.
And she immediately let us off after we said that we
Oh, bury the priest.
Yes, correct. Yep.
Priestesses.
She looks at you and to see if there's anything else.
I feel like Demal would do something, but
Stab her.
I mean, yeah.
With that,
we leave.
you leave. Yeah. So she
We
says,
we left them all outside.
yeah. Okay. That's Demal. The next few days of travel are
Demal's
uneventful.
outside talking to a rat.
Wait, is the rat dead? Oh no, the
No,
bird.
The bird is dead. The rat's still alive.
I
She's
have
still
put my
trying to
armor
train
on.
her, right?
I'm no longer in my lawn.
Yeah.
long
But days will pass before the next thing. The next few days of travel are quite uneventful. You
Wait,
busy
hang on.
yourself.
Over the next few days,
Yes.
I try to grow more acquainted with the captain to earn trust.
I like it because I actually covered that as well. I figured it would be Urban could do it, so I know you guys will. Let me finish reading. But it's not, technically it won't be the captain, but we'll see. The next few days of travel are uneventful. You busy yourselves with mundane jobs within the company. Hunting, scouting, moving stud wagons. Your group seems to have gained some fame as the newbies who were bad at tracking and got lost in the woods. Friendly jokes are made at your expense, however, you keep the pretense to avoid drawing more attention to the truth of your mission here. You even find yourselves making friends with Serato, the captain's second in command during the travel. Urbag has taken to trying to make the serious man laugh or even smile at his jokes and bard stories without much success so far.
Damn it.
But not, well, I didn't cover the captain itself.
That's
One evening-
clever. Man, who
Yeah.
knew though?
Yeah. One evening, as you are gathered around the campfires to have your dinner, you see a tired-looking... Demal should be here for this one. You see a tired-looking Crown McNugget having a serious but hushed discussion.
Well,
with
who was that
some-
again?
The
Demal's
mercenary that
girlfriend.
she went on a date
Oh,
with
okay.
in Bandit's Rest.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll reiterate when she comes back, I guess.
I know, yeah.
You see a tired-looking Crown McNugget having a serious but hushed discussion with some of his other sellsword buddies. It slowly escalates to a shouting match before it can come to blows. Before it comes to blows, and it is broken up by a stern look from one of the mercenary sergeants. So everyone kind of scatters and goes back to sitting where they are. And you guys just watching and continue eating.
John's not bothered.
I
John's
wouldn't
not
get
one.
involved.
Demal would definitely go over.
But
100%.
We
It's,
make
it's
good,
good.
like,
you
the
make,
mouse
this-
go over.
make your own decision. What would Urbag do?
Yeah, what would
would
Urbag do?
Urbag wouldn't give a shit.
Okay, Urbag
Well-
doesn't give shit. Yes, he just has it the mouse.
Well, I thought you'd get involved in everyone's shit.
Yeah, but
Anyway, what about Sasha?
Yeah, what would Sasha do?
Sasha, over the last few days, has spent a lot of time not necessarily isolating herself, but reading through her books and journals, the ones that she got from, that she copied from the alternate timeline
Mm-hmm.
of the other Sasha, and trying to look within for an answer, seeing as Timot seems to not be responding.
And you're constantly casting calm emotion on yourself.
Yeah. My supply's running out. Calm emotions. Why does it only last 10 minutes? Calm emotions.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give Damal a chance to catch up on this one.
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah, she's not exactly engaging in everything.
Yeah,
that's
it's
going
not
on.
engaging in everything.
knowing Damal, she would be definitely talking to Crown McNugget.
Yeah,
about
to
what the fuck
gather
is going
the
on.
information of what's going on. Why is there a fight?
Well, is there anything we can do as this happens? Is there any
Well,
other
what do
thing?
you want to do?
So it's just late at night right now. It's dinner time? you
Yes,
think?
it's dinner time. You just started eating.
Can I figure out how far away are we from our destination?
You can figure out how far away from your destination. It will be maybe another 7 days of travel.
A week off. Okay.
Wow,
That's a long way off.
that is a long way.
But we won't go
It
through like
takes a
each
long
day
way to
by
travel.
1 day.
Yeah.
It will
Well,
fast
the world's
forward.
quite big, eh? Because we decided that each hex was how many days
lot.
travel?
A lot.
A lot of
I
travel.
want to say like,
No,
Because
it
there's
was like 5 or 6 days
was it 5 or 6 days?
for a hex.
Because we put a scale on it, eh? And it says one hex is
It's fine. I'm just gonna ballpark it like
120 something miles.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because we went miles instead of the.
Or
real
can we
thing.
bypass this and come back to it?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
bypass this and come back to it. It's
Okay.
fine. Like I can move on unless you guys want to do something during the night.
No, I'm just gonna eat my dinner.
yeah.
The night passes uneventfully as well. The next day in the morning, one of the scouts returns to report that his patrol spotted a group of orcs. A war band, perhaps 40 strong, was seen traveling parallel to the company, headed in a similar direction but a kilometer apart. So you kind of overhear him reporting to the
Oh,
captain.
that's not very far.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Nice.
What is strange is that they
You can
appear
see
to
them.
not be hiding their movements. The scout swears that the orc band at one point even saw like him and some of his other friends, but did not move in to attack. Captain Dust looks troubled. This is strange behavior, even for the monsters in the area. I don't want to send a larger and less diplomatic force to provoke the orc warband, but at the same time, if they're up to something or setting up a more dangerous ambush, I want to know about it. Her green eyes turn towards you.
Wait.
Well,
You don't want to send a destructive.
no, she's a larger,
She doesn't want to
a
see.
larger and less diplomatic force, which is trying to tell you guys to behave yourselves. Her green eyes turn towards the group of you. She says, jokingly, "Well, esteemed recruits, are you up for some work? A minor challenge to test your mettle."
Sure, there's something to do.
Can you give us some more information? Or
Does anyone?
Well, she
want-
says the scout will give you more information of
Orcish.
the location and all that.
What,
do
what would
not-
you like us to achieve?
Well, go and find out what happens. If it's
Fair what they're doing.
trouble, yeah, if it's trouble, either deal with it or come back for help. Otherwise, find out what's going on with an orc warband following us.
Yeah, fucking.
Following
What?
us?
Following
It's
us?
more like
No,
traveling in
they're-
parallel,
they're-
right?
Yeah, traveling parallel, but they are assuming it's following them.
And they didn't
Okay.
want to go and eat the single scout guy.
Well, and his friends, yes.
So
They
the
did
scout
not
party.
move. Yeah, their scout party.
Yeah, but a scout party's like 3 people.
we
Two or three.
can go and we'll talk to the scout. We're not going to make any commitments, but we can.
Oh, dude, we're kind of like working
For her.
Yeah,
She's
she's,
our boss.
she's
Yeah.
basically like,
She says,
Go do
"Jump,"
this shit.
We say how hard.
because we're
It's your
just
cover.
we're just
Yeah, it's our cover.
mercenaries.
We'll talk to the scout.
She seems gradually pleased with your response, and she says the scout here will mark it on your map. Find out what is up with the orcs. Deal with it as you see fit.
Okay.
With the little map
Exclamation
marker.
mark.
Okay, is there
Let me know if you find
Text
out
quest.
anything and try not to get killed.
the 40 strong? There's about a kilometer away. He said, right?
Yeah, a kilometer away, traveling parallel to the company. So the company is walking sort of
Westwood, right?
westward, but like off the road. So they're not on the road to block it, but it's.
Okay.
And then the orcs are on the other side, a kilometer away, but moving parallel.
Okay.
Okay.
So he marks it the map where he last saw them.
Were they hoofing it?
They were on foot. He says they were the scouts.
Yeah, but
things
were
like
they
that.
running? Or...
No, they were just a slow march through the forest.
Are we talking like Urukai orcs, or are we talking like
Or
Greenskin?
D&D orcs.
D&D orcs.
D&D orcs. They
D&D
are
orcs
grey
and-
skinned.
Are they more
I think
like
green-
Warhammer orcs?
Green, grey doesn't really matter. They're all
Yeah.
sorts. They can
They
be.
are kind of like Warhammer orcs.
Yeah.
You know a half orc. His name was the Bold.
Yeah.
Oh, was Boulder half orc? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yes,
border was half
yes.
orc. And
Yeah, he was half
Urukai.
orc. Half elf.
Full orc.
Urukai
Yeah.
was his boyfriend, and he was full orc.
He was full orc.
So we do know it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do
I've
know
seen
him.
it.
Oh,
Well,
funny.
he's dead now, but
Yeah, you
You
mentioned
didn't know
orcs.
it.
Funny thing you
We
mentioned
knew.
orcs. They finally righted orcs. They no longer have an in penalty
okay.
Really?
because they think it's racially insensitive.
So all the other stat bonuses are the same.
To
Same.
give
That makes
orcs
them strong.
Yeah, makes sense.
one of the stupidest characters in the world.
Yeah, they
So-
have no
An
intelligence
intelligence
penalty.
debuff.
So
No, because the orcs were representative of black people.
Since when?
D&D.
D&D.
D&D token stuff.
Based
At
on
any rate.
token. At any rate, yes.
wait,
We get somebody to
So-
look after our horses.
I said to the captain. So the scouts already scouted them.
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing?
No,
You're gonna approach them.
We gotta go talk
The
to them.
scouts saw
Ah.
them
We are
from
the
far away.
we
You
are
are
the
gonna
solution.
approach. You are the solution. They are
All right.
the,
Good or bad, we are the
they are the
solution.
scouts.
Okay, so
Alright.
we're gonna go in, tell them like you're not gonna cause any
Yeah.
beef, right? And if they say yes,
Then we eat them.
Slay.
Then you eat them.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you are the surgical specialist to go in
We
and solve
grind their
problems.
bones to make our bread.
Yes.
Delta Force.
All right, John will
Or Delta Fast.
lead the way.
John leads the way
Suicide
with his
Squad.
armor and I guess we'll say you can take horses in.
Expendables.
Like it's not so dense that you
No,
can't.
no, they're
And
cool.
it wouldn't be
Yeah.
suspicious because they already kind of seen us.
Yeah, they already
Mission
kind of saw the scouts, but they haven't seen Paladin Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They know it's a
Urban
band of
Force.
humanoid people, so they'll be.
John will.
Arm-
Yep, he'll summon his steed and trot on in.
Okay.
I summon a Steve.
We all have horses.
It's like
Yeah.
Besides his
just be,
summoning powers,
Oh.
we all have horses.
We've got actual horses.
Yes,
Ah,
horses are
use a
miniature.
Yeah.
horse. I need to get like a tiny little.
You have
elephant.
You have a
No,
miniature?
but like an actual tiny elephant.
Yes.
So I can be like.
You go to the zoo.
Steve.
Wait, steed's an elephant?
go to like a $2
Yeah, Steve's an
store and they
elephant.
might have like little like mini animal
Yeah,
stuff.
but then I need to paint it.
No,
with
they-
polka
they-
dots.
no.
I'm sure there are like
Yeah,
animal
you-
figurines that
you-
are already painted.
You hand it to your
Oh,
friend
he wants a
who
polka
paints
dotted
things.
one.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
Steve is
okay.
polka
You
dot.
know how you have a friend who paints things like
Yeah,
characters
just
that are painted?
mail it to Scott and
And get it featured on a
Ah.
YouTube channel.
Man, how good was that?
Yes.
Hashtag soggy chips.
Following the map directions, it's pretty easy to find the trails of the orcs.
Yeah.
They're not actually hiding their trail, and it's a bit hard to hide a group of 40 marching through the forest.
Demal goes into stealth and walks ahead.
Okay. But John's also ahead.
Yeah, and stealth you gotta move slow.
But Demal always says she goes into stealth.
Sure, the mouse in stealth, she's like hiding behind the
Oh, yeah,
tree.
I'm not rushing. I'm not galloping.
Oh, you're not galloping.
I'm
She
just
finds
I'm
like
just
a little
galloping.
tree
Yeah.
and hides behind it.
And then goes to a smaller tree. And it's less obvious, but then goes to a bigger tree and it's more obvious.
Eventually, you follow the marks and trails.
Hmm?
You follow the marks and trails that the orcs have left behind, and in the distance, you see that you realize that the scouts' estimate was correct. You think that you see about 40 or so of them slowly making their way through the forest. War paints and markings on their armor depict a crimson red tooth.
Can we do a history check on that?
You may.
Nope, I know nothing on a free.
You have no idea. You've never really encountered this tribe before,
Mhm.
or this marking and symbol.
They're not famous enough.
However, there is something strange about them.
Can I do like a perception to see whether they're kind of like looking aggressive or kind of like
It'll be an insight
bloodthirsty?
check, but you may.
We got a 10 again.
A 10. The best you can tell is they kind of look tired,
Doing much, and so.
but they are not wounded. It's not like they are battle wounds and injuries and all that. But they just look very tired. Is the mall back?
Yeah.
Yes, we've got a special scene for you, so we'll rewind a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you.
Because this is a scene that you would probably have to act on. They didn't care.
Oh,
So
okay.
sort of with you in mind.
All right. So
Okay, rewinding back to the night before for Damal's benefit.
Yeah.
One evening, as you are gathered around the campfires to have your dinner, you see a tired-looking Crown McNugget having a serious but hushed discussion with some of his other sellsword buddies. It slowly escalates to a shouting match. Before it can come to blows, it is broken up by a stern look from one of the mercenary sergeants.
Yeah.
Crown goes back to where he was sitting. He looks a bit grumpy and he's saying to himself, you guys are in your own group. Your fellow party members
I'm going
do
over.
not care.
I'm being like, Crown, what's up, man?
See?
What's going on?
See?
Crown looks
What
up
did I
at you
I was like,
and he kind of pats like the ground beside like where
All right.
like,
I
would say
sit
the
down
logs
next to
you're
him.
sitting on.
Yeah, I sit down
okay.
next to him.
And he says harshly, like in a low voice, he says, rumors of war. Our forward scouts have met several travelers and merchants as we make our way west, and they all say the same troubling thing. Villages and ships along the coast have been attacked.
Oh, no.
Coordinated attacks,
Go, Lamb.
leaving few survivors. A lot of the rumors said that this is the doing of Freeport. Indeed, there have been physical signs pointing to Freeport being behind this. And now some of the men suspect we're going to Kalinor, which is your destination, to work in a military campaign against Freeport. He glares at the direction of the other men he was in argument with, and Crown says, I don't believe it. Freeport isn't one for warmongering and conquest. I know the people there. Good folk. I don't know what I would do if I were ordered to draw my blade against them. Keep in mind, they don't know you're from Freeport.
Dude, you can always come with
Yeah.
us.
wait, what?
Definitely you want to abandon his.
So
We're
you
just
have
gonna
learned a
pick
couple
up
of
an
things.
NPC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, he breaks some of his bread and offers it to you, and he sits quietly,
Yep.
contemplating his thoughts.
I have a nom with him.
And he thanks you for your company, but his mood is foul
With,
tonight.
not on.
What?
She's just socially numbing.
Norman.
With. Nom with him.
So I'll paraphrase the next day.
Can we just clarify?
Yes.
None of us were involved in that conversation.
No, only Damal.
Do you pass on the information when you come back?
Do I just leave him to his thoughts?
Well, you can. Like, he
It's up to you.
seems... after that, he seems quite sullen and sad about his choices. Like,
Okay. I'll be like, do you want me to leave you to it, or do you want some company?
he thanks you for his company and he says, I would rather be alone with my thoughts.
Alright, all the best, man.
Because he has like a moral problem now, whether if he were asked to fight against Freeport, would he do it? Like,
Yeah,
you can
if
kind
he-
of tell that he
yeah.
maybe has some family or friends in Freeport that he knows, and he doesn't believe that they are capable of this.
Man,
Okay.
how does he
But
know
now
who
you
we
know.
are?
Well, I am
He doesn't know who you are.
I am
Yeah, but
here.
how?
I
What's
am
the
here
thing?
for him if he needs me, so alright, here
Yes.
for you if you need me. Have a good night, bye.
I will summarize the next day. So the next day, what happened was a scout came back and told
So she just doesn't tell us.
I'm gonna pass it on. I'm gonna pass on the information, but the DM was like, go on
Oh, okay.
ahead.
Do you wish?
I would like to pass the information on, yes. 100%.
in the words that I have detailed.
In the words that you have detailed.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you guys all heard everything anyway, so it's fine. Summarizing, the next day, what happens is a scout returns to report to the captain, which you end up overhearing. He says that he spotted a group of orcs, a war band of perhaps 40 strong, and they are marching parallel to the mercenary company, but they're not approaching.
Okay.
They're 1 kilometer apart. It's a bit strange how they are behaving because they did see the scouts, but they did not move closer to act aggressively or anything. The captain is worried that this may be a sign of something more dangerous and is maybe afraid of an ambush or so. So she has convinced the 5 of you to go and
Can I throw on a costume?
have a discourse with the orcs. Yes,
I want to see if I can make myself look like an orc.
Well, you can.
you can try.
Well, I can, but I've got a cloak, right?
Well, no, you've already been Uruk-hai before. No, you've been Boulder.
I have been Boulder.
So you can be
Boulder.
That's an
Boulder again.
overnight thing.
That's an
That's
overnight
an
thing,
overnight
yeah.
thing, yeah. But I could throw on like a 10-minute
It's
chuck
got-
around.
Yeah.
Orc disguise.
We'll say that you thrown a 10-minute discuss. So if it
No,
becomes
I'm
perfect,
not
I'll
going
get
to.
you.
It
Okay.
feels awful.
You all make your way there with John in the lead on his warhorse, and you trying to be stealthy along the way, which has
Of
been
course.
agreed upon
Yep.
as what you
That's
would
what I would
normally
do.
do.
Yep. Agree.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Did John know the boulder?
Did John know the
No,
boulder?
Darren.
Oh,
I
Wait,
don't
no,
think
you
he. I
met
don't think he
Boulder.
did. Did
He
he?
didn't.
you
Did
met
he?
Boulder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, but
Yes.
I'm just trying to establish how we might feel about orcs in general.
Yes, you have.
No, but when you say he met Boulder, was it her Boulder?
no, it was no.
No, it
Boulder was
Boulder.
super hurt, showed up, saying
Oh
like
yeah.
thing was kidnapped.
That was
Yes,
the
so you
break.
did kind of meet Boulder. You don't know him on a personal level, but you know he's connected with some of these guys.
Initial he would know him a little bit because he did come back to our base.
Yeah, your base of
Because
you.
we
But
we
He would've
finished
He would
our
have had
campaign,
stories. He
right?
would have
Yeah.
had stories about.
Yeah, so you would know him as a familiar
As an acquaintance.
acquaintance.
Yeah. I think John's going to be a little racist then, because he didn't really.
If you want to, like I said, you can act in any way you want.
They tend. They
This is why Hasbro is trying to make D&D more PC.
Well, no. Generally, most orcs tend to be in the evil category.
Yeah, they
And
do.
John
Oh,
is
yeah.
a super good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Racial
Tracking down the
profiling.
orcs, which was mapped out by the
Fix the
scouts
facts,
on the
mate.
map, was not difficult. You find that he was correct. There are about 40 of them. They were slowly making their way through the forest. They had warpaint and markings depicting a crimson red tooth, which no one kind of figured out
Oh.
or recognized. I mean,
Can I recognize it?
you can try to roll a perception check or
Perception?
knowledge.
Try my
History,
new,
what?
my new
Knowledge
dice.
Yeah.
Would it be history?
No,
Yeah.
no. Ooh.
13?
Ooh, plus
Uh,
plus his
plus your knowledge.
I think
history?
I'm pretty sure I'm 0.
Mm-hmm.
Un momento. Pages of doom.
intelligence.
History?
Yeah.
2. So 15?
15. You think their symbol looks familiar. You may have seen it during your travels at one point, but probably just a glimpse, like not a direct study of it.
Yeah.
So you think it looks familiar?
Have we actually spoken about this before?
What?
The red tooth.
No.
Oh.
Well, not to your character's
Not to my
memory.
character's memory,
Yeah.
okay. I feel like I might meta remember, but that's fine.
Someone noticed something strange about them, and they have discovered, or at least surmised, that the orcs look tired as they are marching through the forest.
Yeah.
However, they are not bloodied or wounded, or it's not like they've been in a fight. Like, it doesn't
Can I
look like
chuck
they're
on
in
a
fight.
pretty disguise? Like, just try and make myself look.
60 orcs.
You
Well, no, just like pretty as Demal, not like.
so just a pretty
yeah,
Demal.
just as pretty Demal.
Because
Yeah.
this is going
That's
out,
fine.
hiding
Yeah.
them
Roll,
all.
roll a
Yeah.
natural one. Go
It's
on,
fine.
go on. Roll a
Well,
natural
I mean that's the trope about Bard always trying to seduce
you're not a
everything.
bard, though.
Well, she can try to.
natural too.
You made yourself look even more repulsive. But you think now this is the best thing. You think that you look incredibly hot.
Well, I mean, I am going towards orcs, so maybe they like that.
Perhaps we will see when you.
That's racial profiling.
It is. It is.
So you see them there. They haven't actually noticed you, so you're kind of in diagonal. So they're walking that way, and you're kind of meeting them in that kind of angle. They haven't noticed you. What do you wish to do?
I shut out hail.
So wait, does anyone here actually speak Orcish?
No.
Fun fact.
No.
I have comprehend, so I can understand what they're saying, but I don't have tongues.
I could be even more insulting and speak in Elvish.
Would they speak common?
No.
They might
They might.
That's
I yell out hail in common.
in common. Some of them towards the side of their traveling column, they kind of look at you a little bit annoyed, and then they look back and continue on.
Alright.
But they do not actually speak back at you.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up speed and catch up to them.
The rest of you are on mounts. Do you wish
Yeah,
to
we're
follow,
on
or do you wish to let John go ahead?
No,
Well,
you can
I'll go with John, but he can definitely still take the lead.
That's fine. As long as you're following.
I'm gonna follow him.
Follow?
I'm 100% waiting.
So you're waiting behind. Yep.
Yeah.
Sasha.
Is in the back.
Yeah, I'm
When you
following
say
but at
in
the
the
back with
back, do you
Sasha.
mean in the
Behind-
back with
Behind
Urbag?
the Urbag.
Okay, so
Way back.
so 3 of you are in the
Splitting the
lead.
party.
Okay, I need to know who is in the lead.
Party split.
You guys are a couple of paces behind, but you're still moving ahead. All right.
I'm gonna try and move up just so I'm just kind of like trotting along beside one of the
I'm
guys
gonna
in the
follow
back.
like
Wait, actually,
5
before we go,
meters
before we
behind
go,
them.
I want us to, I guess, wait, up to you,
Fire
history
arrows.
or nature, I don't know which.
Yeah.
Where is more likely for a orc leader to be in a march? Would it be up front leading the path, or they be out back driving the column forward? So I'm gonna do a history check to see which direction is better to go.
Okay.
12.
A 12 tells you that orc bands can be led by one of 2 different personalities. If it's like a war leader, he'll be in the front. If it's like a religious type shaman, he will be sort of in the back middle, where he's not in the forefront, but he's...
And this group looks more like a military, like a...
To you, it looks more like a military with your role. They are armed to the teeth.
Yeah.
They are
Okay,
all
orcs.
of... I guess you're close enough. They're all fighting fit males. Like no women or children or anything.
Sure.
Yeah, and they're all armed and stuff, but they're not wounded. They
Okay.
just they look very tired.
Sexist.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
you know that.
I'll tell that to John. Like, they're probably up front, and I'm gonna just assume they probably respond better to shows of strength than subtle diplomacy.
Oh, can
Oh,
I?
God.
As soon as he says that, I turn
turn
my horse around and go straight back to Urbag and Sasha.
I mean,
That's,
you know,
I'm heading the hell out.
I'm a paladin. I've got like
Not here
full
for fighting.
plates, so
Oh yeah.
you know,
Statement
I'm
of- you
sure
have a
I'm.
statement of strength.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not-
he's the
I'm not there
strongest
anymore.
in the party.
As John and Aisha approach closer, 2 of the larger orcs notice you and raise their pikes threateningly. A third orc rushes over and puts their hands on their weapons, pushing them down, and he says,
In common?
Yeah, I guess he's in common, but he only saw the 2 of you. Wait, hang on, I have to make a roll to see if this works. Okay. And he says, no, not fight. And then he kind of looks at you and asks you, what do you want?
I'll hold up my hands to show that I'm not, you know, holding.
Brandishing. Or
That could be an
insult.
insult knock. Like, I don't need a weapon to fight you.
Oh, kill him! Fuck.
And I'll say, hail, friends. You look mighty tired. Where are you off to?
He looks at you a little bit suspicious, but because of the roll, he says, we return to our village. No fight.
Oh, what's up with the war paint?
This one you need a persuasion check because not everybody is here.
13.
That's way better than it could have been.
True.
It's above 10, which is better than
Below.
Yes, he can. He looks at you slightly more trustworthy, I guess, like open to explaining to you, and because you've not acted aggressively to him, he'll say, we hunt and fish to feed families during cold winter. But when us warriors away, strange men come and hurt village. Now we go back to save village, save family.
I'll do an insight check to see if they're telling the truth.
You,
Oh, yeah,
may.
because it's just you two there.
Nope, 7.
You have no idea whether he's telling the truth or
He
not.
is one.
Can
However,
I
your
see the
insight
party?
does tell you that the orc that's talking to you is non-aggressive, so he's not.
Okay.
Can I see the party? Like, can I
You're
see these
with
2?
the party.
You are with Urbag and Sasha. You can see them talking to like one of the orcs.
Can I
who is
ride
not-
up now that I see there's no fucking fighting?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
you
I
have
wanna-
not
I
seen
wanna
them
ride up.
draw anything.
I want to ride up.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if we should trust them.
Do
What?
Urbag and Sasha ride up as well?
I mean, there's
Or
no
do you
blood.
maintain your distance?
I'd probably roll up because there's no fighting.
I will roll up, but be at a slight further distance back.
John can do or say something before they arrive.
Aw,
What are these strange men that you talk
depression.
of?
It's okay.
Or who?
Strange warriors, maybe bandits,
Sasha
maybe
died.
something more dangerous. Army.
Uh,
Do you know where they're from?
No idea. So it says we are going back to retake our village.
I asked him, how far away is your village?
How far away is your village?
Detail. Risk investigation.
He says another hour on foot, but he looks at your strong horses. He says you guys, you will get there in 20 minutes.
Oh man, that's
Oh.
down the road over
Yeah,
there.
it's down the road. Yeah,
Honestly, I don't think
but
we...
they are walking really.
I
slowly.
wish to save the women and children.
You don't know the conversations
I do. I'm probably there by now.
Well,
John got
now
to say
you're there. So
something.
now the three of you get there.
Yep.
And as you get closer, the orc that was talking to John, his eyes widen in surprise, and he points to he points to you. Or
Me?
Gnome points to you. Gnome, dark elf, paladins, demonborn, which is you. Strong ones. These are the ones, and he's now talking to his friends behind him who have shown interest now. He says, these are the ones who killed Warlord Dorkuraz, freed us from kneeling to the Devil King Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Ah,
We're like,
yes.
Owe them no fight.
Oh, we guys at that desert fort.
Oh man,
where were they?
we rolled in and freed
Huh?
everyone.
Where were they?
They were thralls or slaves in that fort
Where we killed
where
the
you
troll.
killed not the troll. You killed his two lieutenants at that fort. They were digging in Dune's End
Yeah,
for
yeah,
something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Remember when we found the
Yeah.
entrance to the other dimension and that random nook around the entrance? I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because we stumbled
But
across
later
it.
on, you killed their leader in
on the way out.
No, not on the way out.
In hell.
The leader
Next-
who was
next
attacking the dwarf place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ogre guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you killed him and freed these guys. So he
Oh,
says,
man.
these are the ones who killed Warlord Dorkuraz and freed us from kneeling to the Devil King Asmodeus.
Oh.
Cool.
Sick.
So now he genuinely looks more thankful to you.
I'm like, sweet dudes, where you off to?
You are filled in on how they're trying to get back to their village and fight strange, powerful men who have come in and, like, I guess maybe taken their village. But you're not
Oh.
sure this is based on his word.
Well, I could say, okay. Well, it's just over there, right?
Let's go.
Oh, okay, like,
Well,
good luck on that.
John says, "Oh, do you want some help?"
Of course he does.
He looks hesitant and he says, if you would join us, it would be great honor for the saviors of our orc tribe to help us.
I'm so keen.
Yeah, I
Man,
said to the
I'm
party,
down to help
yeah.
fa- I'm always down to help.
Let's
fans, you know?
let's help these guys out.
Do we go let
He
the
says,
captain know?
he does continue, he says, be careful, strange men, cruel, powerful,
I mean-
very much like your warband. And he points in the direction from where you came from.
Yeah.
Very much like our warband.
Yeah.
Sasha.
So he
Because
is,
he knows where we come from.
Well, of course he knows.
Maybe
He too has scouts.
we shouldn't let the captain know.
We shouldn't?
Well, I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't think we
No.
should.
Sasha turns around and starts going back to the group.
Oh, Sasha, why?
I wanna
As Sasha turns around and walks like maybe a couple of paces, something does happen to Sasha.
PTSD
Yeah.
shock. Ah.
Sasha, take 3 points of damage as you feel some of your life force drain. Not painfully, like a very gentle touch. It is very familiar to you from before. It is not painful. It feels more like a gentle weakening. Something whispers in your ear.
No,
Help.
down.
Something whispered from the baby. Maybe.
A ghostly voice whispers in your ear. Help. With the rest of you standing with the orcs, do you wish to go an
They
insight
were
check?
like, Sasha, where are you
Sure.
going?
So you have agreed to help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my
me
7
and
insight
John
does
go.
mean nothing. I'm
Yeah.
rolling.
The golden dice of awesome have 13 to me. Insight.
12 from Aisha?
I said 7.
7.
Are we all rolling against?
Well, if you want to, you don't have to.
So
I
my
mean-
passive
Sasha's not
insight
there.
16.
Sasha's
I
currently not
mean,
there.
I guess.
What do I add to it?
You can if
Insight.
you want to figure out
So,
more.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
22.
Ah,
Uh,
well, 22 kind of gets
19.
it. But yeah, 19 and 22 will get it.
6.
6 and 7 probably won't, but if they tell you. The two of you, John
Sorry,
and
7.
Damal, you can kind of gauge that the orc band has clearly an idea of what they are going up against. However, they seem to think that something very dangerous is at their village, but they are willing to give up their lives to try and rescue their families. They are of low morale, so even though they are 40 strong and some of them look very experienced in the art of fighting, they think they are walking into death.
Huh.
This is the perfect time
This makes you kind of
For-
surmise that it's
death metal.
Inspiring word.
this kind of makes you surmise that it might be better to go ahead of them to see if you can
Scout it.
either figure out what's going on, diffuse the situation, or deal with it, because you guys are level 10, 12, 12.
I
Yeah.
immediately take off at a gallop.
What level would they be?
What, orcs?
Yeah.
They can-
It'd be like 2 or 3 equivalent.
Can we can I go ahead and scout stealthily first rather
You
than
can, but John's
Not
going at a full
stealthily.
gallop.
Yeah, I'm just taking
Not
straight
on a
off.
horse. Not on a horse.
So-
He's not on a horse.
No, I'm on my
He
horse.
is. He
We're
is.
all on
can't.
He's
You
on a
can't
horse.
stealth on a horse.
Oh yeah, you can't stealth on the horse.
John, wait up!
Unless it's a super stealth.
Jeez. Can I get on the horse and can you let me go ahead slowly?
I was just gonna go full like mantle of inspiration.
They can let you
Oh, yeah.
command people, right?
Nah,
He can do it.
it imbues your allies with vigor and speed.
Yeah.
I heard abuse.
I heard abuse.
I heard abuse.
Imbues.
You mean immune?
Sasha hearing that in her ear,
it's
but
not
it's not the voice of
Just imbue.
Timon. It
No.
is distinctly female.
Yeah.
What does Sasha wish to do?
Um,
And you hear like John and we'll say Damal going, "We will help you," and then they start moving off.
Well, Sasha had already
Yeah.
knew that they agreed. She said she
Oh,
was
yeah,
going
okay.
to inform
Yes.
what's happening.
Yeah.
So she was going to go back, tell them, and then come
Yeah.
back. So she'll get there, but she'll be well after them because she's got to go back to the group, which is what 15, 20 minutes away.
No, 1 kilometer. That's like
1K.
that's like 2 minutes max on a
Yeah.
horse.
So you
So
do
it'll
2
be like
minutes
four-
max,
it'll be like 4
explain,
minutes.
and then you will
Yeah, so
return
like
back.
5-10 minutes behind.
Okay, so you will arrive slightly later, but not by that much.
Hearing the voice,
Yes.
she will attempt to. I don't know.
Take undead and then
Well,
go to the
No, I don't know. I don't think she's in the mood for detecting undead. I don't know if inciting the sincerity of the voice is the right way to put it, but she wants to.
Make sure it's not a trickster.
Well,
Well,
the
it is
voice
causing
is
you
coming-
damage.
She doesn't
Yeah,
want
but-
to cut off
Yeah.
the head of her raven for no reason.
yeah. Senselessly cutting off the head of a raven simply because it talks to me is not a reason to do this.
Mhm.
What? Subtle digs are subtle.
Could I use
Like a
rather than
brick.
insight religion,
bad. What do you mean?
You
To
can
kind
roll
of-
religion roll.
sense in some sort of way? 19.
You can tell what's speaking to you is not divine.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Um,
only information you know. It's
she
not a
will-
godly voice.
She will attempt to talk back and say, how can I help?
Persuasion.
21.
You get no answer, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel
What?
like the presence has left you.
With a 21. Wow. You must have rolled epic.
Or
It could be a troll.
it could be a troll.
Or an orc.
Okay. Anyway, I will go with John so he
So you're
doesn't
still going
kill
back to camp?
himself.
Alright. You head back to camp. Eventually, you meet the captain and you catch it up on what's going on. She seems surprised that you have left your party to deal with it, seeing as she kind of guesses that you're the more diplomatic one of the 5.
She'll be so surprised that he.
But she is glad that you have avoided bloodshed with orcs that may seem like the
Yeah,
innocents
right.
in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sasha will kind of hint at the fact
Yeah.
that they could do with more help. And if she is willing to part
With men, like people.
with some men to
She
assist.
says she will gather a few and send them on their way. But do you wish to wait or do you wish to go back to your team?
Well, I can lead them to because I know where to go.
Oh, well, the scout kind of knows
Yeah.
where to go as
Okay.
well, so you can
But, like,
go
as to
ahead.
where
Yeah,
they are.
you can.
Yeah, but- Yeah.
But if you get there ahead, at least you might be able to smooth things down. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Right.
the,
What are you trying to
it's fine.
say?
She has gotten. Well, this is perception
That
from
we're
all the
murder
NPCs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you have offered to help. You're given directions. The orcs follow obviously behind, but at a much slower pace because you have horses. Eventually, you arrive at an orc village. From the distance, you see plumes of smoke from fires that have gone on for a while but now are kind of dying down. Do you wish to approach closer, or do you wish to like send one person in? What do you wish to do?
I'll fly.
No, invisible.
I was gonna say fly over with my spyglass.
That seems smart.
I'll fly upwards to get a good high vantage, and then spyglass to survey the orc village.
Surveying the Orc Village. The Orc Village, to you, looks like much of it has been rampaged through and besieged. Ash and embers glow from burnt down huts, and the smell of smoke and blood hangs in the air. Armed men, sellswords from the look of it, wander about the village, like searching, digging up, maybe looting, and that's what you can see.
Okay.
Numbers?
You
Okay.
can't identify any like banners or symbols or to
Okay.
identify these men, so they just look like generic.
Just people being assholes.
Dickheads.
Yeah, probably
Okay.
people being assholes. There are a couple of like from your high vantage point, you see maybe 15 of them,
Okay.
but you don't know like if some of them are in buildings or.
Okay, I get at least I fly down.
Yeah,
There's
you
at
have an
least 15 of them. I can't see any orc
Yeah.
women or children around. They're looting and wrecking the place.
Pillaging.
So
Yeah.
squad strength.
Well, it's only 15 of them. Like,
So who's there at the moment? You.
Everyone except for Sasha.
Okay.
Everyone, Sasha is not around.
are the orcs
Okay.
around?
Yeah.
Become-
We went
They're
ahead.
They're behind.
I think we're just gonna lay.
We went in
They're
horse
behind?
speed.
You are horse speed.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are walk speed.
Yeah, and how long has he been searching for, and have the orcs caught up?
No.
No,
No,
the orcs.
the-
Oh, the
the-
orcs have not
the-
got up.
the
They're
orcs
not-
will be like
Sasha's gonna
40
catch up
minutes
first before the orcs.
Okay.
I think we're gonna lay. I think we should lay low
Mm-hmm.
and maybe back off a little bit and just wait for the orcs to turn up.
I'm gonna stealth.
No, actually, well, the women and children are probably almost dead. Though, if we got to save any of them, we got to do it now.
It's true.
Did you
It's true.
hear
That's
anything?
true.
Can we hear anything? Can I do a
Why
perception?
would? Yeah.
Maybe
The
I
place
should
is
go in.
burning.
I should go.
You realize that you're not close enough to hear anything, even if there were
Noises.
like screams and shouts. You would have to get closer.
All right, Damal, can you?
And the orc village is on a small hill, so you would have to leave the tree line cover and walk up. And I mean, obviously, people would see you riding on a horse with your big shiny armor.
I have an idea.
Yeah. So it's not like you're hiding in trees or anything.
I have the perfect idea.
What is your perfect idea?
I will go in
Yes.
invisible.
Yes.
Okay.
I will scout around,
Yes.
and then if I find any survivors,
Yes.
I will thunder wave to alert you.
You
That
don't
will-
realize you have your communication stone there.
Also, I could
Instead of I will thunder wave. I mean, I guess it works. It's a
I'll
signal.
let everyone.
we could use the communication stone.
I mean,
I should have not said anything and
Murder
just let you thunder wave.
Murder hobo.
That's just amazing.
No, because then Damal would have been like, "What about the communication stone?"
There we go. I was.
Because she's
yeah.
always on about the communication.
It's such a useful thing.
Yeah.
Like,
It is, yeah.
No, it's a cell phone.
yeah, it's
We'll-
a cell phone.
Well, it's more like a beeper.
And
You
it's
can
a
talk back.
huge
So it is a cell phone.
Yeah, you get to send verbal.
Short.
Alright,
Short cell phone.
you want to go
Or one use
invisible.
per day cell
Does
phone.
anyone else have
Damal's
any-
not going in anymore because
I'm
that
not.
makes way more sense. Because I don't have anything to hide in.
Well, the thing
Um,
is, you have stealth.
Yeah, but there's an open field in between us and them, right?
That's true.
Can I? But I'm really quiet and I can pass without trace and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can.
Okay, I go invisible.
Like, if you are
and I
careful,
still
you
have
could
plus
go
4
in.
stealth.
If I roll really fucking
Well,
high.
Well, the thing is, I can roll really low.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, your best form of stealth is just the fact that everyone there is oblivious to your existence.
They're
Yes.
not expecting
apart
us
from
to
the
come.
flying
I'm
person,
completely cool with Urbeg just
The-
going in.
So
It's fine.
Urbeg's going in alone.
I'm not going in. I'm gonna stay at the wood
Clink,
line.
clink, 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 clink.
Urbeg, are you casting invisibility?
Sure am.
You die.
And
And sing.
Just FYI, I can't plan to like past 9:30 at the latest because.
oh yeah, we're not gonna go on very late. I'll just end the scene when Urbeg gets discovered. That's
Cool.
all.
Wait, what?
That's his faith
Urbeg
in you.
gets discovered.
That's his faith
That's
in you.
NPC knowledge.
So Urbeg approaching closer, and this doesn't happen. And Urbeg, do you just stroll in?
No, no.
Okay,
No,
so
I've
you
got
do.
plus 4 to stealth as well.
Okay.
So I still like sneak and creep and
Well, you have to. 'Cause
Sneak
And,
and
and you just
you're
completely
invisible. You're
Yeah.
invisible, but you make noise.
yeah.
That doesn't.
Okay,
do
so you're trying to be as quiet as possible,
Yeah,
but you're walking in like the front gate, walking between the houses and all that.
Yeah.
So you walk in the front gate behind houses, you see like what Aisha described, a couple of well-armed sellswords. They seem to be like poking at the embers and looking for things. Eventually a man approaches you and he sees right through your invisibility. And he says, so you draw the attention of the person in charge.
There are
a man
things that people can do.
No, I understand.
Okay,
You
had that look of like, how dare he see through my invisibility?
Well, no, I always have that look because I'm always
Because how
surprised
dare
when
he?
someone actually does stuff like that because it means that they're
of a level that
they are of a level that is.
Their
Okay, so a man
intelligence is
in blood
third wave.
splattered, full plate. He walks up and smiles at you with a twinkle in his eye. He says, "Greeting, friend. You are late, I'm afraid. As you see, we've gotten this handled. Evil orcs stamped out before they can pose a threat to the common folk and merchants that travel the roads. A good day's work keeping the land safe, if I do say so myself." Do you wish to respond?
man. We sent the perfect person.
Thunderwave.
We did.
Wow, looks like you've got it all wrapped up.
Yes.
How
we
did
do.
it? How did it go down?
Ah, yes, that's the story. Perhaps you would come and join me for a meal, and I will tell you a story. He does introduce himself as Tibon Maxwell, an adventurer and slayer of monsters. And he says, "Now that you know who I am, who are you?" "I'm guessing you saw the smoke and decided to come along to investigate." Visually, this guy looks like Paul Rudd from Ant-Man. I have created a personality. He just looks like a normal guy. He's a friendly
Just a
guy.
normal friendly guy.
Yeah, it's a normal friendly
that
guy.
goes and
Hey
kills
buddy,
orcs.
and he's offering you food. But he just asks you, "Who are you?"
Man.
What a cunt.
Ink? Do I tell him ink?
You go
I
to.
can. Well, it depends on what you say. Because if it's a lie, I will roll.
You would roll anyway.
I just say Urbag's my name.
Urbag. He doesn't seem to recognize your name, so he doesn't act like you're anything famous or
Yeah,
anything.
good.
And he says, "Good and well met. I'm glad to find someone with good manners out here in the wilds. Come, join me for some food and drink.
Go along.
We can talk more and share stories.
Can we
All I've had to talk with for weeks are Masood and Fiora, and the both of them can be incredibly ill-tempered." So it looks like he's obviously the leader. He's named two of his companions, and some of his random men like kind of looks at him weird because he seems to be talking to thin air, but they kind of leave him be. Like
I'm gonna
Out of
keep
respect.
watching this unless they're out of spyglass range.
they are not. So you actually see him talking to a guy, which surprises you. Oh, you can't
He
because
can't
he's
see it.
invisible.
He would see a random person talking.
Yeah,
invisible.
but he wouldn't even hear the talking.
True. Oh yeah, I'm
so
just
you
looking
just see a guy. You have no idea what.
Okay,
that
I'm just
is.
looking
Yeah.
for whatever's anything that might be happening. I'm gonna assume he caused it, but unless anything weird happens.
Yeah, if anything weird happens.
And it'd be like, what the fuck's going on?
And with that, we will leave it to the next episode.
You figured it out, haven't you?
That face has figured it out.
What has he figured out?
I have the best idea.
Honestly, you haven't figured it out.
No. But I have the best idea.
Write down your idea for next week.
Yeah, don't forget your idea for next week.
Alright,
Thanks
thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed what you were watching for whatever reason, please click follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, the link is below, because we want to get to that 100 subscribers on YouTube. We could probably do that just amongst our friends, right? We must have 100
Do we have 100
between
friends?
us. But we must know 100 people with YouTube
All my
accounts.
friends are your friends.
Because there's 2, 4,
Yes, I've got 8 friends.
and none of them are at this table. Ouch. Alright, yeah, thanks everyone, and hopefully we'll see you next week for a bit of a longer session.
Thank you and good night.
Thank you.